Now, let's get into this, because it needs to be said. Though it hurts to say. Woo, this is one big situation that I never even expected. Now, when you start thinking about the greatest people in Hollywood, the biggest names in Hollywood, it's all coming to a head, man. There was a meeting held today while everybody was focused on the Diddy trial. There was some meetings held today on how they're going to silence some of the people that's in black media. Now, you got to understand, there's not a lot of black media companies. And a lot of these franchises that are predominantly getting money from African American communities, you have to understand something. There is a policy that's put in place. That's right. There's a policy put in place just for you that you don't even know about. There's a policy put in place to protect you. That these companies that make money off your back are supposed to give money back to the community that they're taking all the money from. So these policies are put in place. Now, I told you many years ago, anybody who remember me telling you business advice, that we were gonna buy a McDonald's. I remember telling y'all the story on what went down in that scenario. Okay? I have a stepsister who was in McDonald's. McDonald's started here. Well, in real life it didn't, but McDonald's #1 is here. I tell you that, right here in Des Plaines. McDonald's University is up the street, where they take you, you go to school, and you learn their system and everything. My stepsister went through this process. She was already a manager and running her own McDonald's. So we all had the idea of saying, like, why don't we just buy McDonald's and have her run it? Make her the president of the McDonald's. We'll make our money back at tenfold. We start off with one. I was going to buy like 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, look, let's buy 4 or 5 McDonald's. Now, to buy McDonald's at that time was $1.5 million. It was $1.5 million to buy one McDonald's location, right? So you only need 10%. You only need 10% of the money down to get the loan from the bank if everybody's approved, right? So we got 4 partners. So everybody come up with like 30 grand and we there. It's like, look, we all come up with like 30, 35 grand, we there. Right? So that's a plan. You're saving up for something. We got somebody in place that can run it, that knows the whole operation, graduated from the university, has all the certs. We good to go. So when push came to shove, I had my money, my half. One of the other partners had his half. And the main 2 who were talking screwed it all up. So we tried to replace them, but it was too late. Because at that time, you know how somebody, like, say you going to a concert, right? You be like, oh man, yeah, I'm going, man. I'm going. Yeah, I'm ready to go. You be like, all right, man, it's the day of the concert. You ready? I can't go. Why you can't go? I ain't got no money. What? You didn't have no money then. Now it's time to go. Now it's too late. You told us earlier we could have had somebody replaced in time and put somebody in there. Now we look incompetent. So now the whole thing falls apart. There's no McDonald's. Now, here's where it gets very interesting, people. So pay attention, because this is going to blow your mind. I never knew this. McDonald's was going to disqualify us anyway because we were black. Didn't know that at the same time, but we know now. McDonald's just settled a $10 billion lawsuit with Byron Allen and his media company. $10 billion. They settled the week before it went to court because they knew what was coming out in court. McDonald's makes $130-some billion a year. They make $42 billion off of black people. Let me repeat. They make $132 billion a year. They make 42 to 43 million off of black folk. So we make a large chunk for McDonald's. Here's something else you didn't know. Speaking on McDonald's. When it comes down to advertisement, they spend $1 billion a year plus, about 1.7 to be exact. Okay, they're spending about 1.5 to 1.7 billion in advertisement marketing dollars. 0 of those dollars went to the black media. 0. Do you want to know what happened also? There have been complaints that the president of McDonald's was sending racist emails to the now Chicago mayor. The mayor of Chicago, what's his name, Kirkpatrick, got racist emails from the president of McDonald's. This dude went on an apology tour. Another employee who was black spoke up about it. He was terminated. And he's suing McDonald's. That's not even the big kicker. This is why McDonald's settled this lawsuit for $10 billion. Because there's a huge cover-up that y'all don't know that's going on here. The conspiracy that came through that was the simple fact they went ahead and decided in Hollywood to use the media outlets that they don't even have to consider black media. They've almost eliminated them and they promote white media only. Cyrus Radio, all of it. They have been doing their jobs of saying, we're going to minimize you guys. We're going to give you a space, but we're going to minimize you. And they've been doing it for years. They do it here. They do it here on YouTube. They do it everywhere around the globe to silence you. And control how it's demonstrated to you. They'll say, oh, this is black made, but you pull back the layers, you see a white media company. So all the black media companies were supposed to get advertisement dollars by all of these restaurants that they put in your neighborhoods. These restaurants that pretty much, they make their money off you. You should be giving something back to the hood. You should be sponsoring the softball team or something. So McDonald's know they were supposed to give something back to the black community that they make $43 billion off of per year. Now, there was a thing of saying why this black man who owned a McDonald's could only own a McDonald's in an area where there were black people. So white men could own McDonald's in black areas, but black people can't own a McDonald's where white people live? McDonald's have been getting away with this for years, and this is only the beginning. It's a big overhaul coming for McDonald's. Trust me. Big overhaul. This $10 billion settlement was only the beginning, because they're not the only company that's doing this. The biggest shocker of all that McDonald's didn't want y'all to know that was going to come out in court was McDonald's hired their board of they hold like stockholders. I'm sorry, all the people that own stock in McDonald's, the majority stockholders, 55% of McDonald's stockholders, I want y'all to hear this clearly, 55% of McDonald's stockholders all took a vote that they need to have a third-party company, a third-party agency come in and investigate their own company for racial discrimination. And let me tell you, the 55% of the stockholders are white, of white descent. So white people who are stockholders in McDonald's, over half of them said we need to hire a third-party company to come here and investigate ourselves for racial discrimination. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know it's bad. They're not going to tell you this. It was going to come out in the trial next week. They settled because all this was going to come out. But I already know. I saw the case. I saw the whole case. Saw it all. I knew it from the whole layout because I knew the people that was suing. The mayor of Chicago situation, this is my hometown. The whole thing with us buying the McDonald's years ago, all of this stuff is coming around full circle. Now y'all get to hear it for the first time before they try to shut us down. Mexinos. That's a good name. Now, so now McDonald's has got to give money back to the black media when they do their commercials, anything. Why weren't they promoting black media? That's what you need to know. I mean, understand. Why are you saying black people can't own McDonald's and only in certain areas? How did all this happen? McDonald's is a huge corporation. There's a lot of people there that need to go. And McDonald's finna fire all these people in the board. Trust me, it's coming. All that board of directors, they finna go. They finna go. And I mean, somebody finna go. I'm telling you. This is when you don't own anything. So because of all of this, all of these people who were involved, like black celebrities who had influence in the media, they're striking back. Oh, they striking back. So when you see in all these cases now, you're going to see a whole lot of black celebrities going to jail, being called out and tarred and feathered on social media. Do you know that Fat Joe is responsible for a lot of companies in New York? And this all they needed was a disgruntled employee to start talking about a bunch of nonsense because he ain't getting no money that he felt he should have got. And they're going to try to build a case with him, knowing it's all going to get thrown out. But it's same thing. They're going to go after everybody that was at the billionaire brunch. Because what they're promoting is something that they don't want you to have. Black people working together, coming together, and going back to build foundations in their neighborhoods. They don't want that. You see, this is how their generation got rich. Hit the like button, good people. Because that's how they get their money. You're tapping into how they make their money. They make their money off us. McDonald's make almost half their money off of the poor, black, and disenfranchised. Nike. Who you think they make the most money off of? Who is the reason that Nike is what it is? We named Nike. The company is called Nike. They had those track commercials with them shoes. It's like, who's got their Nikes on? Nikes. That's what they used to be called, Nikes. Who got their Nikes on? I got on my Nikes. Nikes. That's what they used to call the shoes. We got them, we can Nike. We mispronounced the goddamn name and called it Nike, and guess what? You know what they said? They called it Nike. That's what it is. It's Nike. They buying the shoe. We ain't gonna keep correcting them. If they say that it's Nike and that's what they wanted, that's what it is. Nike. We named it Nike. So there's no such thing as a Nike. We named it that. We looked at it and said Nike. We called it that, and they went with it. We made Nike a billion-dollar corporation. They were nothing. They weren't even the majors. Adidas, Rebirth, came when Run DMC got involved, and all the rappers started wearing it. Everybody's wearing it. They had My Adidas. They got contracts. Adidas was reborn. Adidas came back when they was back dead. They got back to life by who? Kanye West. The whole company was in the red. They never was in the black in like 30 some years until Kanye West came with Yeezy and the whole company was in the black for the first time. We make them the money. The poor make them the money. They make their money off the poor. So if you're in there trying to go back to help the generation and you putting stuff back in your community, they're not going to like that. Because they want you to go out and put your stuff in the high-end places where they shop because they know white folks ain't finna buy your stuff, but go ahead, put it out there. You putting it in the hood, now you messing with their money. Go around your neighborhood, in the hood, right now. There is not one restaurant that's for you. By anybody you know. Chinese restaurant is in your hood, right? Do you see a black, any soul food restaurant in the Chinese community? No. But they can put a restaurant in your hood. You got the Chinese store, you got the Mexican tacos and everything else there. You don't have no more mom and pops, cookout, barbecue joints, rib tips. You ain't got nothing for you. Oh, you know I got the first questions when they first came out. Best shoe ever. Yeah, so they know that we buy, we spend more. This is why we don't have more. We spend more on fashion. We want to look rich than be rich. I'll be like, do you understand how much money you would have if you wasn't buying this bullshit? They want to look rich so bad. Dude buying a $200 Louis belt. I got a $200 Louis belt and a $250 Gucci belt. I'd be like, for what? For what? You live in the hood. Who you gonna show that to? Who you impressing? Somebody else who broke in the hood? For what? I mean, we all had to grow out of that. I come from the hood. I had to grow out of that. Because that's what we was taught in the hood. We got to be the flashes. We got to be geared up. Man, I had on the flies gear in the hood. But when you get older, you realize how stupid that is. I was like, this is dumb. You showing off to other people ain't got nothing. No, you fake it till you just keep faking it. You ain't never gonna make it faking it. No. If you want to be like where they are, learn from it. You look at the billionaires. Look how they dress. They even went to doggone, while you going out here, they had Old Navy. Buying jeans they wearing slacks. Their whole outfit probably costs $200. The most expensive thing they got on them is about a $60,000 watch. Their watch costs $220. That'd be it. That'd be the most expensive thing you see on a billionaire is a watch. Other than that, the pants, Dockers, some shoes, and they got a weird ass car. Probably a hybrid. Other than that, them billionaires don't care about none of this stuff. I know because I met them. I'd be like, what you think about that car? Ooh, you like that car? Wow, they don't give you a lot of miles per gallon. I would never drive that car. Wow, miles per gallon. And it's bad for the ecosystem. Yeah. Wow. You think that's a good purchase? Like they think business all the time. Their mind is always working on whatever projects. They look at everything, charts, ecosystems, recycle, what's happening in the industry. They look at every detail of what makes the money and what could affect the money. That's how billionaires look, because to see what they're going to buy and repurchase and everything else. So when we go to like the Aspire tour, where we're listening to billionaires give us actual real advice instead of just talking, where you actually go to class to learn these things about business and marketing, you start to ask yourself certain questions like why certain things aren't happening that should be happening, definitely in the neighborhood. You should be asking yourself these questions. Why are you being prohibited? Why aren't you being taught these scenarios that you need to learn in life? Why are they hiding things from you? Because there's not a lot of people teaching anymore. Not just trades that you should know, but also about business. That's why I got my Patreon. And all this week, besides the information we got, all this other news that's coming along, same thing. Diddy was trying to go into the communities, and he was going to make his own political party in all the main cities. One in Chicago, one in New York, one in Los Angeles, and one in Miami. 4 locations he was going to have these black political parties there, where they're going to be gathering up the votes so that the candidates, whether they're Republican or Democrat, they got to invite the political party to the table to negotiate. That kind of empowerment is dangerous to them when they say, hey, we control the narrative. So when you have Sean Diddy Combs come out and say, you're going to have to tell us what you're going to do for us in our vote, like everybody else got a group. The Asian people got a group. And they went and got money in one weekend. Everybody got a group. The Latinos got a group in their communities saying, hey, we want to know what you're going to do for us, the Latinos. You're not just going to get the Latino vote, because they're organized. So when Diddy takes a step, or somebody in celebrity world steps out to make an actual genuine step to say, let's organize, that's when they're considered dangerous. That's when they want to take them out. That's when they want to put them on the display of the world, say, look what we're going to do to him, and watch all the people that were supposedly organized with him run away from him. Tyler Perry set up completely. But this is his, affiliation that he's got to run back to the powers that be. They gave you that studio. They gave you everything. It said, go, go, go. But now you got a situation where Tyler Perry decided, I'm going to do what I want to do here. In this scenario, I'm going to go out and I'm going to start teaching how to run these studios. I'm going to invite people to come in and do classes. So he was deciding to let people come in and they can see how a studio is ran so that they can go out and build their own. See, that's what they didn't tell you what he was doing in the community. Is he was showing these people, like, I'm going to teach y'all to go out so y'all can get y'all own thing. And y'all can start from the ground up. Where do you can get the seed money from? And this and that. So you don't have to basically be Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is basically saying, you don't have to be like me. See, there's unspoken audio that I've heard from Tyler Perry here in Chicago. Tyler Perry came here to Chicago and decided to talk to a church. He says, I'm a Christian, but sometimes I make movies that's not Christian, but I'm still a Christian even when I do that. Somebody recorded him saying this, and he went a lot deeper. And I don't think you guys even know, because it was really his soul crying out. It's like, I gotta do certain things so I can give y'all the Daddy's Girls. I can give y'all these movies that y'all like. But they won't let me do it unless I do this. Because they were coming down on him about Medea. Like, why you gotta wear a dress and all this? And he was like, if I don't do these movies, like, He's like, I'm like, he basically don't want to do Medea's. He don't want to dress up as Medea no more. They are forcing him to do Medea's. So he went to explain to this massive congregation of people that they make him do this so that he could put out the work he does. But he's still a Christian, even when he makes movies that are not Christian. But he says, pray for me. Pray for me. Every night, pray for me. It's not easy out here. Pray for me. So when he was screaming, pray for me, and all the things that he's doing for people, and he's finna start up all of these scholarship funds for the building entertainment, and he was like, I'm not just finna have Tyler Perry Studios here. I want to have multiple studios. But I want to have a school which I teach all of the students and people that come by, the young black that can't afford it. I want to have a school where it's affordable to teach you to do this. Oh, they didn't like that. You gonna build a school in the South to teach them how to do this? They all will be targets once they cross a certain line because they control the media outlets. TMZ now. That's basically, since when has TMZ become news? It's satire. Now you got people like Teaser Tales. Where'd she come from, right? She's like the black Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace, satire, not news. They get stuff wrong all the damn time and don't care, and it's promoted and pushed. An agenda. Somebody is taking it as an agenda to push these people who say and form the line that they want to go in. We want this agenda to run, so we're going to support and sponsor you so we don't have to give you money. We're just going to promote you and push everyone to your videos so that they can see you, and that's our way of saying we paying you. You see, when people do stuff like that, they're moving in a way that's not going to be progressively good for the greater good of people. Now there's going to be no more funding for black movies. So now, what did black people do? God always give y'all away. When every time they try to eliminate black film, black entertainment, black anything, why do you keep trying to eliminate it when it's what brings you money? See, you guys don't know, there was a period in time where film industry was down. It was completely down. And because it was down, the whole film industry was almost eliminated. Hollywood was done. It was a war going on, and it was about who was a communist and who wasn't. They took all the Hollywood writers, they were all gone. Right? Arresting these people who the country, United States, think you're a communist, you're locked up. So, the whole Trumbo scandal, when he's writing movies, winning Oscars, and he couldn't even really accept the Oscars that he was winning because they viewed him as a communist, so he couldn't even get awards. During that time when Hollywood was there, what saved him? Black movies. Black exploitation films kept Hollywood afloat. Coffee, all that, all those movies that was going on in the 70s and 60s, black exploitation, Fred, man, all those guys, the Hammer, They were making it. Truck Tucker, all those movies. The Mac, that kept people going to the movies. They called it Black Hollywood. And you know what was promised for them? The brothers and sisters who was making these movies? These black ladies, like these movies were cheaply made, but they kept people coming to the theater. Hell Comes to Harlem, 3 the Hard Way, Shaft, Superfly. All these movies was making money for Hollywood. They kept people packing in the theaters. Hollywood was dying. And what did it do? They made a promise to blacks. Thank y'all for saving Hollywood. We got a space for y'all. Y'all gonna always have a market here. They lied. Hollywood was back on, and then they turned around and just tried to discourage, like, ugh, that's junk, that's crap movies. You know, like, oh, that's just garbage trash, exploitative. Well, they call it exploitative films. Meanwhile, they were secretly financing it. There was white directors for all of it. You got white directors, white producers, white people in it, but it's black exploitative. Just because black people starring in it. So you was eating off the movies, but yet criticizing them. Now you want to ostracize all those people and don't give them no jobs in Hollywood. So once again, we're right back where we are before. Then Harvey Weinstein comes up and says, you know what? I'm screwing everybody, so I don't even care. Y'all, man, give them their money, man. Cool. Black people go to the movies. Let them go to the movies. Let them do what they do. So sure enough, he goes to the movies, right? You go to Harvey Weinstein, Harvey give you money. You need $10 million for a movie? No problem. That way we've helped out the black community. They can't say we racist. I gave them $10 million for their little movie. That's cool. All the black movies y'all like that came out, Harvey gave y'all the money. Harvey Weinstein gave up the money. That's why you don't see the black films out in the movies like that no more. All them little small films y'all liked, Harvey gave up that money. He was like, man, what about 3 Strikes? All this, man, Harvey was putting up those dollars. You need $5 million for your movie? Here you go. You need $10 million? Here you go. Now, all these other movies, they don't want to put up no $10 million for a movie no more. No, they want Marvel, MCU. Show us, we'll give you $300 million for your movie. Give me a $300 million idea that can make me $1 billion. That's what we want. Oh, we're going to spend $100 million to make this. We'll spend about another 60 in marketing and this and that, then we'll walk away with $1 billion. Oh, this is great business. No, now that ain't happening no more. Because now, since the pandemic, everything is flipped upside down. Everybody's watching stuff at home now. People just say, I'll wait. And they wait. Instead of going to the movies. They just wait. They chill at home, watch a bunch of shows, because they got so much distractions, they don't want to go to the movies. They don't want to get out the house. So now they just sit around and they wait all goddamn day. Lord Jamal has always been like that. I told you about Lord Jamal a long time ago. People just, this is what people is. Lord Jamal has no principle. The things he be talking about, he don't be knowing about. He just be talking. He going off the old brand Nubian fame. He ain't been that guy in a long time. He's a snake. God frees the fruitcake. So you got the fruitcake and the snake. That's all you got. I said this back when he was with Vlad. It's like, you built Vlad TV and Vlad was playing y'all. I'm like, y'all can get mad at me all you want. I'm like, I was making more money than you and you. Both of y'all. Y'all was working for him. Because you can't be a brother with right crew with the white dude telling you what to do. Pulling wolves was the scam. He don't be knowing what the hell he talking about. Lord Jamal never knows what the hell he's talking about. He just be talking. And I be like, dog, how you gonna sit there? But I'm like, he's always been on that side anyway, of just saying something and playing a notion and going, living off his old fame. So I've been stopped listening to him. He been saying crazy stuff about 2 weeks. He been wrong about the Diddy trial, everything else. You can go about the last 4 or 5 videos. This dude been wrong about every damn thing. Just saying just stuff that don't even make sense. I'm like, man, you just ass backwards now. You just hot take guy. You're like, you don't even make sense no more. Right, he just make Pooba look good. You make Pooba look better and better. Now we see what happened with Brand Nubian. Well, yeah, so now God is giving them another chance. God said, okay, they locked up Harvey, right? So they locked up Harvey Weinstein. No more money to black films now. Weinstein Corporation is gone down. Nobody else is giving black films money. So now all these black movies that was gonna come out, never coming out. And you like, man, why we can't get these movies out? Where are the black directors? Where are the black film companies? Where they at? They're closing up shop. All these black production companies, they couldn't even get nothing done. They couldn't get nothing approved. They was like, man, they don't even want to give me, my movie cost $7 million. I'm like, dude, we've already showed the numbers. We're going to make at least $25 million before we go to streaming. They're like, we don't care about that money. It's like, well, damn, you might not care about it, but there's some people here that care about these stories. They want them out. It's going to get, you ain't losing no money. But they cared about Marvel. Big, better. So now Tubi was like, hey, y'all make a movie and y'all want to do it yourself? We'll put up this money and y'all can have it. So now, what do? They changed the script. They changed the game. They did everything in their power to make it wrong for you. That's what they did. They made everything wrong for you. They said, oh, you like that? That's wrong for you. But what about this over here? I don't know about that for you. That's wrong for you. Everything they made wrong for you. Now you can only appear in their movies. Only. No black films and no film companies, you can only appear in their movies. The richest entertainers and richest actors in Hollywood. Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman has appeared in more films than anybody in Hollywood. He's got probably the second most land in the United States. Second or third. Y'all don't even know how rich Morgan Freeman really is. Morgan Freeman owned a film company putting out stuff for black entertainers? No. Does Denzel Washington own his film company? No. Samuel Jackson, does he own a film company? No. Why? They are hired help. And that's why they're put on a pedestal. That's why they get all these deals. Because they don't go back to try to go get the brothers and sisters from the hood and say, hey, I'm finna build this and did that. If they do that, Samuel Jackson will be cut off immediately. All he say is MF for this and MF for that. It's not, he's not really that good. So this whole shakeup is finna come all the way down the pipe. That's why people said, hey, I went to another route. You look at Jamal Mashburn. This is why he didn't go through McDonald's, because he went through the practices. He saw what was happening in the communities. And he said, hey, I'm not finna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these other companies. He had Long John Silver's. He had a couple of Long John Silver's. He's like, blacks spend their money other places too. And McDonald's ain't the only show in town. This is why Junior Bridgman, rest in peace, Junior Bridgman was racially discriminated by McDonald's when he played in Milwaukee. And he went to Wendy's and they treated him with courtesy and respect. And he ended up buying all those Wendy's. And he just passed away a few months ago. And when people realized his net worth was like $600 million, they couldn't believe it. But he went and bought all those Wendy's locations. Then he sold his Wendy's locations and moved on to the beverage company, because he realized the beverage companies was making a lot of money. So he had a warehouse where the beverages was coming in at. He wanted to buy that facility, and he did. And he financed the whole facility, had the money and revenue coming in there. So he knew how to make hundreds of millions of dollars way before it was even profitable. He had gotten a deal with Coca-Cola. And once he struck that deal with Coca-Cola and they came in and bought part of the plant, he had a percentage off that, and he knew how to get into the software beverage business and how to leverage his money for that. He was very good in business, and he came from East Chicago, Illinois, where my dad from. They went to the same school. So Junior Bridgman is definitely somebody they knew of. And he was traded for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was drafted by the Lakers coming out of high school, out of college. And when he came out of college, he got drafted by the Lakers and they traded him for Kareem. So he never played for the Lakers. That's a piece of history for y'all. No, Junior Bridgman came after the championship. So yeah, he had a decent career in Milwaukee. It's just that's where he ended up learning his business practices and saying, this is the direction I need to go in. But they just settled a $10 billion settlement with McDonald's, with a black media company with Byron Allen at the head of it. Now, all of the details I just told y'all, that's in the case that was gonna go to trial next week, meaning that the news ain't talking about it. Why wouldn't the news talk about McDonald's having to settle a $10 billion lawsuit with Byron Allen? Byron Allen has a big name out there. His black media company, if they get the $10 billion, what do you think's gonna happen with everything else? Because there's multiple people suing McDonald's. Whenever the board, who is predominantly majority all white, if they come in and they have, for instance, oh, my battery about to die, 55% of the board, which is predominantly white, voted to have a third-party independent company come in and investigate their own company, McDonald's, for racial discrimination, there's a problem there. There's a real bigger problem at McDonald's that we didn't even think of before, that we probably haven't even seen whenever they did it. And they're white. The 55% is predominantly white of stockholders. And the stockholders said, we need y'all to come in here and investigate us for racial discrimination. They said, come and investigate us. Who does that? All of that was going to come out in court. Now, how you going to win a case if that's going on? But all of it's going to be under the table. They don't want it all public. But they know they have been excluding black media, black everything. So all of that was off the table. Yeah, everything's weird now. Whenever they see something that doesn't go in flux that they like it, they're going to change the game. See, when we get all the answers to the test, they're going to want to change the questions. So that's why you got to stay prepared and be prepared. But I'm going to have more for y'all on the Patreon. My battery about to die. So let me get up out of here. I'm going to holler at y'all. Shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Too Raw for TV. Absolutely. 78 Sports TV. Blood Boxing. Peace to y'all in the chat. Don't forget to go to my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Subscribe and become a member quick.